I was reminded of Viktor Frankl and his book, Man's Search for Meaning, which he wrote just after, or sort of through, his 3 years in a concentration camp in Nazi Germany. He was a Jew, and he had the opportunity as an individual to get to the States, and he decided he needed to stay with his parents and endure the suffering, and they all got sent to a concentration camp. And throughout that, he formulated, how do I deal with the suffering? How do we find meaning in the suffering? And of course, he said a lot of things, but here are a few of them. What humanity actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving and struggling for some goal worthy of him. That we're not just alleviating suffering, but give us something that's greater. Right? Success only comes as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself. We all need that. Something greater than us. Something greater than us. The truth that love is the ultimate and highest goal to which humanity can aspire. Then I grasp the meaning of the greatest secret that human poetry and human thought and belief have to impart. That salvation of humanity is through love and in love. The scripture tells us the same. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. Whatever we're going through in life, our successes, the everyday and ordinary, our difficulty, God is there. In him we live and move and have our being. That God is all in all, Corinthians tells us. That where can we go from his Spirit? Where can we flee from his presence? In the heights and the depths, God is present. And again, we don't all see things exactly the same way. Here we find hope in the resurrection of Christ, and what that means for us. But it's important that we think. And I think wherever people find hope in that which is beyond themselves, that which is greater themselves, I'm okay with that, you know. In fact, there was a Jewish commentator, a devout Jew who's well known, and saw Scotty Scheffler's interview and him saying, "My identity is secure in the cross." Right? And here's Scotty Scheffler, his belief in the person and story of Christ and his death and resurrection, and that gives him hope and an identity. And this guy who, of course, sees things differently than him. Right? And he listened to Scotty Scheffler's deal, and he said, yeah, religious belief will give you a solidarity in the midst of a fraud environment. That was sort of just how he painted hey, winning the Masters will give you an identity. A fraud environment will give you solidarity. Good for him, he said. Good for him. I thought that was great. I thought that was great. A great comment on that. We all need community. We all need hope. We all need that which is beyond us. Something to cling to, a foundation, an umbrella, the resurrection of Christ, the self-sacrificial love of God shown there. It'll change the way you look at your successes, the way you look at the everyday and ordinary, the way you look at the difficulties. So